Good evening, everyone. My name is Pallas Cotter. My company is POP, and I'm very happy to be an MC for tonight's event. I did talk about division bells. I was told that they ring promptly at 6 o'clock, but as is often the case with government, it is unpredictable. So we are going to walk a fine line and not be surprised if we hear them go off. Again, welcome tonight to our celebration of open data, and we are so very 21st century tonight. I'll draw your attention to the slides on either side of me. We have a Wi-Fi hotspot essentially set up solely for tonight's event, and it is identified as conference. If you would like to tweet during this or send updates on LinkedIn, then by all means sign on and use the password conference. That is a way to get the word out, and that is what tonight is all about. Admittedly, many in this room might have a love-hate relationship with technology. It has transformed our lives, it has added so much value, but it has also added complexity. And that is clearly the case with open data. According to a recent Forbes article, experts are predicting a 4,300% increase in annual data production by 2020, pointing to a danger of drowning in data sets, unless, of course, we learn how to manage and leverage them effectively. Open data can be seen and handled, therefore, as either a minefield or a treasure trove. And the purpose of tonight is to highlight open data's true treasure, to demonstrate what actually happens after data sets are released and how organizations and businesses are actively using open data in new and innovative ways. Now, at its best, open data is an incredibly valuable resource, especially to a country committed to bolstering the power of disruptive innovation. And that is the aim of the Honourable Minister, Louise Upston, who is both Minister for the New Zealand Ministry for Land Information and for the New Zealand Ministry for Women. And I would like to welcome her to the podium to discuss why she is not only celebrating tonight, but championing open data. Welcome, Minister. The minister mentioned free, which usually catches everyone's attention, and real impact, which is something that most governments really do want to have. She also mentioned spreading the word, and I'd like to point out the hashtags that you can use to do that. That would be Open Data NZ and Open Data Leadership. Next to the podium, I'd like to introduce Mike Riversdale of Hack Miramar. Now, Mike is especially good-natured about the suspicion with which people react to the name of his organization, and he is here to remind us that a hack is a positive thing and also central to what open data has to offer. I did mention that he was good-humored, and he was true to form, and also doing something with real impact. Now to the podium, we would like to welcome Harkinwal Singh, who is an award-winning data editor at the New Zealand Herald. Harkinwal's passion is building interactive visualizations and databases that help readers make sense of large data sets. As simple as that, right? Only not so simple. Harkinwal, welcome. As a former television journalist, I can say on the nose with what Harkinwal said. I can also sort of be grateful that we have people like Harkinwal out there, and as journalists and as data journalists, being able to unabashedly look at some of the challenges that we face, because in order to champion something, we have to be aware of where we need to mind the gap, which is why the minister is here tonight. Now, equally passionate is our next speaker, Lillian Grace, founder of Figure NZ. Lillian brings a new perspective on data, which she calls a language in which every one of us can be fluent. She believes being data literate will benefit both societies and individuals, informing both thinking and providing insight without requiring intermediaries, like journalists. Welcome, Lillian. Thank you, Lillian. I heard someone say once that open data has the power to transform our lives as much as the invention of the World Wide Web. And now that we can also easily say, oh, I'll Google it, maybe one day, if Lillian's vision comes true, we can say, let me look at that data without fear or trepidation. So finally, we welcome the Managing Director of Loves Data, Paul Bracewell. Dot Loves Data poetically claims that raw data smarts matched with storytelling creates value that can be understood and, more importantly, actioned. And Paul shares with us a little of both those smarts and storytelling tonight as he graces the podium with his presence. Where are you, Paul? Oh, right there. Okay, thank you. I don't know if you noticed on his graph on the top corner on the right was the word moodalizer. That's what that's called, the analyzing of the mood. And we sincerely hope that when you leave this room tonight, that your mood will be at one of the peaks of that graph as you go and spread the word about open data. What our speakers have done tonight is shed a little light on how open data is a tool for participation. It helps people connect, engage, it opens doors, it solves problems, and it helps innovation. It's a way of looking beyond the simple supply-demand equation of open data and really looking at the impact of all the imaginative ways the clever people that make up this nation use open data after it is released. Now, as you came in, I'm sure you saw the booths. You've heard from some of the booth holders here tonight. They will be here after, so as you make your way out, make sure that you stop by, talk to them, ask follow-up questions, and some of them even have toys that you can play with. So there's a little bit of storytelling that can come out of that one. And we certainly also hope that you take a look at the Twitter feeds and you continue the conversation about Open Data NZ and open data leadership. Who knows where tonight will lead? We certainly hope it will lead to more events like this with even bigger numbers. We're thrilled with the turnout, and we wish you a very lovely evening. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.